What is going on, guys? It is Chubbs here. Today I'm going to be bringing you a brand new video. For those of you who have been living under a rock, or for those of you who missed it, Call of Duty Black Ops 4 was revealed in a worldwide live stream on YouTube. Well, where I watched it was on YouTube. It was on Mr. Ruffle Waffle's channel, and my god, they showed off a load of stuff and it was absolutely amazing, as you could probably tell by the smile on my face. But this is probably the first time I've actually done this kind of properly, but as you can probably see, I made a fuck ton of notes that, like, I haven't done that sort of thing before. But what I'm gonna do now is basically go through it. So for those of you who missed the live stream, I'll go through the notes and obviously I'll give my opinion on them. So to start off with, Call of Duty Black Ops 4 is set between Black Ops 2 and Black Ops 3. So it's kind of like Black Ops 2.5, but kind of not in the same way. But to start off, next point, it is ground combat. I say again, it is 100% boots on ground. There is no wall running, there is no thrust jumping, just no, like, any kind of outburst of movement at all other than your usual running, sliding. Yeah, they brought the sliding back. There's not like a dolphin dive kind of thing. Or well, unless you obviously jump and then dive yourself, but that's up to you. But when it comes to diving, like, it is still your classic baseball slide, as they call it. And they are still going with the guns up philosophy that they did with Black Ops 3. So you can, like, chuck grenades and you can use, like, your equipment and stuff alongside the, obviously, you firing your gun, so you can do two different things at once. Now, they're bringing specialists back. I'm literally going through my notes as I saw it in the live stream. So we have a returning specialist with Ruin. He still has his gravity slam, but uses it in a slightly different way because the gadget is slightly different. He doesn't have the gravity spikes. It's a different kind of equipment to do that. He can also use a grapple. So say you've got a bit of high ground in front of you, you can just grapple up to that and then obviously start firing down from there, which I thought was pretty cool. And I like to see Ruin back because Ruin was one of my favourite ones to use in Black Ops 3 when I played it. As far as weapon goes, they've made huge improvements to the weapon systems. Every gun has their own separate set of attachments, so it's not like your SMGs get this, your ARs get that, your sniper rifles get that. Like, every single weapon has their own set of attachments and the way they work, etc. They also have operator mods. That also helps, kind of like attachments and stuff. And one thing that I think people are also going to be hyped about that other games have had in the past, such as Rainbow Six Siege, that sort of game, is predictive recoil. So I think this is probably the first Call of Duty game where you are going to be able to predict the recoil of your gun. So instead of just aiming and hoping, you are going to be able to shoot, and if the gun goes up you can just pull it down, or if it goes up and to the left you can pull down or slightly to the right, so then you are still able to stay on target. Okay, now we'll move on to the health. And the way health works, you still get obviously 100 health like any normal first person shooter. You get the usual 100 health, but the way you actually gain health back after a fight has changed. Now, everyone is used to the way that you get into a firefight and then you basically run away or hide somewhere, and then you slowly regenerate your health, and that takes a few seconds. This time you have to heal manually, which you basically just grab an injection, stick it in your arm, and boom, you're at full health again. And you can basically use that as much as you like. You can also overheal yourself, so that's kind of like Juggernaut in a way. So they've kind of brought it back in a different style. There was a hero. Is it C? I play Overwatch too much. There was a specialist called Crash. He's a medic. Like, say if you already have 100 health, Crash will also overbuff your health. And he also has something called an assault pack, which gives you more ammo. So he's like the main support character in a way, I would say. So if you're one of those support kind of people, then I would really suggest that you try Crash from the looks of it. Situational awareness is something else that they covered. They've got something called a fog of war. It's kind of like a portable UAV as such from Black Ops 1. If you remember, it had like this little drone type thing where you just chucked it down, and in a certain area, that is where, you know, you'd be able to get blips up from players and such, and that's basically what the fog of war does. That's not taking away your UAV, counter UAV, stuff like that. You will still get that, and UAVs, counter UAVs will still work the exact same as they are intended to and what they have worked in the past. So there is no need to worry about that. They're also bringing in a new specialist called Recon. Recon is, how they put it, is a situational awareness specialist. He has a sensor dart which helps you locate enemies, and he also has a vision pulse. Now for those of you who have played Black Ops 3, if you remember the specialist Outrider, she had the Sparrow bow and arrow which had explosive tips, and then she also had vision pulse. But the way Recon's vision pulse works compared to Outrider's, whereas Outrider, she could only use it for her, with Recon he can use it and the whole team benefits from it. So essentially the whole team practically gets wallhack. I mean, some of this stuff is going to be extremely OP, but the game looks really, really good. Let's have a look. There's another new guy called Torque. He can deploy razor wire and barricades, so he's like an area denial specialist. So they've been talking about area denial for quite a long time, and they've finally managed to bring it into fruition and done it through this specialist called Torque. And they've also brung Firebreak back. If you remember Firebreak, he was the flame guy, obviously, hence the name Firebreak, but he had the Purifier, which is basically a flamethrower. He has something completely different now. He has something called a reactor core. So basically you put that on the ground, he pulls it up, and within a certain area, basically everybody catches, well not everybody, well the enemy team catches fire. So again, it's bringing that aspect of area denial back. They've decided also to bring back League play. I don't know if any of you guys played that much League play. I played a bit of it in Black Ops 2. I don't think I played any in Black Ops 3, but I don't know, maybe I'll try it again in Black Ops 4, who knows. I've also wrote down here Dog Specialist with a question mark, because I did see a picture of a guy with a dog. So maybe this guy can call in a dog. Like, instead of having dog kill streak, you play the specialist, you know, you earn your meter and then you use it, and then a dog comes in and I guess he goes around the map and he just absolutely destroys people until he gets killed. I guess that would be how it works. They also went into a little bit about what the story may involve when it comes to multiplayer. From what I've seen, it might be maybe a war between governments, or it may be something like an uprising against government, that sort of thing. Because it said, you know, that they don't care about you, you're just a number, that sort of thing. You know, what we usually feel about the government anyway, that the government doesn't really care about us, and they've made it into a kind of an uprising thing. I think that's the way they're going to go about it. But the maps look good, the weapons look good, the abilities look good. The manual health thing I think is going to come into play a lot, purely for the fact that is, you know, you're going to have to be a lot more tactical with it. I mean, it's still going to reward players for being aggressive, because if you're still low health, if you go around the corner and you try to heal, somebody can just jump around the corner and just kill you straight off. So you still need to watch for that. But if you're that kind of aggressive player, you can still run and heal on the fly, so you kill somebody, you know, and other enemies round a couple of corners, you just heal up, run and jump and shoot and kill. I mean, what's not to love about that? It's still fast paced, it's still in your face, it's still edgy, the way Call of Duty is meant to be played, and the way Treyarch see that it wants to be played, and the way I believe and they believe that us players would like to play the game. And I hope you guys feel the same way about that as well. Now, normally we don't get this kind of, well, what I'm going to go on to next, we don't get this kind of information for months and months and months. We usually don't get this kind of content until a month, maybe 2 months before the game actually comes out. But we already have zombies information for you, which is, I think, is absolutely crazy. I mean, they've had 3 years to develop the game, and they're already bringing out zombies content, and the game doesn't come out for another 5 months, which is absolutely ludicrous to me. Now, they've not just got one map on day one, not just 2 maps on day one, but 3 maps, or 3 what they call experiences on day one, which is absolutely insane and unheard of in Call of Duty history. 3 playable maps in day one. I mean, Treyarch are really pushing the boat out, and they're really trying to revive Call of Duty from this. Like, it's absolutely insane. Now, I'll start with 2 of the maps. The first map is called 9, I believe, which is a brand new storyline with new characters, new setting, and all that sort of thing. It's all about these 4 people who are brought together through different backgrounds and all that sort of thing. They've come together and they do this like little seance thing with alchemy sort of thing, and they go into this sort of, I don't know how to explain it, it's kind of like a dreamy sort of state, but not, because obviously they inhale the air. It's like maybe a trip, or like something along them lines. I know I'm really bad at explaining things like that, because, you know, I'm still trying to get it through my head as well, but I'm trying to explain it to you, so I mean, please do excuse me for my really bad explanations. It's all about this ancient order with a nefarious agenda. There was a whispering voice, the like I say, these 4 people, the whispering voice said they were travellers. The voice also said that the knowledge that they seek was not intended for mortal men. So you can already tell there's, you know, supernatural things going on there. Like I said, there was an alchemy potion, and they go into a time where King Baldwin IV was around. King Baldwin IV was he was the King of Jerusalem, I believe. He was also known as the Leper King. If you want to know more about King Baldwin, I would suggest you probably go on somewhere like Wikipedia or somewhere like that to learn a bit more about him. And the four people, sorry, because there is a woman in there. They go back as warriors. There's like an ancient artifact. It's kind of like a staff. There's like 2 parts of it. There's like a big part and a little part. Eventually, you put the little part in the big part. It makes like a massive dome, and then this kind of gas kind of thing comes out. I did put down that it could be something to do with element 115, but I'm not really 100% sure on that, because, you know, I don't know if element 115 would have been around in that time period or in this storyline. So, like I say, it could be something really, really different. The zombies are relatively the same. They sound the same. They look pretty much the same, except obviously the clothing is from the time period they're in. And there is a absolutely massive zombie that came out of one of the bigger guys. Because what I forgot to tell you previously, like, there's loads of prisoners. From what I saw, there was prisoners. They all get pulled into the center. One of them's like chained up, and he's like the last one to sort of, quote, be infected by the sort of thing. And this giant zombie basically rips out of his chest and comes out, and it's guts and gore and all that sort of thing that you expect from Treyarch and zombies. So this is really, really, really good. It's like a cloud kind of mythical black smoke kind of thing, which ends up infecting people. And the 4 characters that you will be playing as is Scarlet, Bruno, Diego, and Shaw. Now, obviously, Scarlet being the female, I believe she's an American. Bruno, which I believe is the French guy, he's really big. He kind of looks like the guy who played Sabretooth in the Wolverine film, or the first Wolverine film. I think his name's like Liev something. You guys probably know who I mean if you've seen it. Diego, which I think he's either Spanish, Portuguese, or something of Latin origin, I'd guess. He's like the charmer, the sweet talker from what I've seen. And you've also got Shaw, who's the old nerdy. He's the old intelligent British guy, essentially. And for some reason they've all come together, and now they're all stuck in this situation, and now they've got to get themselves out of it. To go into mechanics and stuff that they're going to be putting in zombies, custom mutations. They will have over 100 options for you to do, so you can tailor make the game that you want to play. Essentially, it's not, you know, you go into this and that's how you're going to play it. You can play it however the hell you want, whatever modifiers or mutations as they're called in this, like anything you want. So the sky's the limit, and that's going to bring a whole new level to zombies. They also have limited time community events. They call them callings, or they're like limited time challenges. So I don't know how frequent they're going to come about or how long these things are going to come out. They just said they're limited time events. They're called callings. and they're like little challenges. Say you have to do this thing on this map, or you have to kill X amount of zombies within X amount of time, you know, that sort of thing that they've been doing before. Now for those of you who play zombies on your own, because there are those of us who are out there, I do try and play zombies on my own, but I do enjoy zombies better when I'm with friends. But when you have the chance to play zombies and your friends aren't around, there are now bots. You can now set up bots. So say, you know, you go in a Scarlet, you will still have Bruno, Diego and Shaw there with you if you wish to obviously have them there as bot supports, and you can also customize how they are and that sort of thing. Let's also have a look. They also have a new mode called Zombie Rush, which basically is tailor-made for all levels of zombie player. You could be top level zombie players like Syndicate used to be, or well, he still is. He's still a really good zombie player. But you know, Dalek JD, Mr. Ruffle Waffles, Noah J, you know, those kind of big zombie YouTubers that are really good at what they do. And they've also added in a difficulty level, so obviously if you're not so great at the game, you can go on easy, or if you've got a team of 4 and you're really good at the game, you can rack it up to the highest level possible and give yourself a really big challenge. The second map I want to go into is the Voyage of Despair. Now the Voyage of Despair is it's set on the Titanic. The only reason I know this is because it was on a ship, and then right at the end you hear them ringing the bells, and then you see a giant iceberg come out of the background. Now the only ship that I know, or that is famous for being taken out by an iceberg, is the Titanic. So, and Jason Blunder also confirmed it himself after that was shown that that is the Titanic. So we know that for an absolute certainty. Again, this concerns our 4 heroes, our 4 new heroes. They're on the ship. They tried to basically steal this artifact and obviously try and take it out of the wrong hands before anyone tries to use it. They are almost successful until basically the bad guy steps in, takes the artifacts off and puts them together, and then suddenly the whole of the Titanic is full of zombies. Like, what? It's absolutely crazy to think what Treyarch have been doing with zombies, and to think it all started with a secret game mode kind of thing in Call of Duty World at War, and it's been the amount of things that they've done in the last 10 years is absolutely freaking incredible. Right, so those were the first 2. Now the last one. Now they wouldn't be Treyarch if they didn't include this. This one is 4 people who are basically stuck in an eternal purgatory, and they're trying to break the cycle. Now for those of you who have played Black Ops 2 will know this map called Mob of the Dead. In this they have called it Blood of the Dead, because in this time it's not the 4 original people that are actually in Alcatraz. This time you see a shot pan to Dempsey, Takio, Richtofen and Nikolai. So we finally see the 4 original characters, the premise crew, get in there and finally see what it is that we need to see and what is going on. It is the way the cutscene, or the cinematic came out. It was black and white. It's just a burning candle lit there. Suddenly, candle goes out, pans up to see the 4 characters standing right in the middle of Alcatraz prison, and then the words "the blood of the dead" comes on screen. That is literally it. Now, this is absolutely hype as hell because Mob of the Dead is, I'd say, it's quite a favourite map for some people, and they've decided to bring it back, and they're also going to be hopefully extending the original zombie storyline as well as bringing out a new zombie storyline as well, which Treyarch have never done before. Going from basically putting in a secret game mode that Activision wasn't so keen on, to blow up to them bringing out 3 maps on day 1 and putting all of this content into it. It's just absolutely mind-blowing to think what they're doing. But that wasn't it though. That wasn't it. There was a little segment about what they were talking about with PC players. The main thing I picked up about that is they are going to be using the Battle.net system. Now, for those of you who know the Battle.net system, I don't know that much about, but I know on PC Battle.net is used by Blizzard, and it is used mainly in Overwatch. Now, for those of you who have been around the channel for a while or know me in person, which I know there's probably not that many of you, but I really like Overwatch, and Overwatch used the Battle.net system, and Blizzard and Overwatch have been working really close with Activision, obviously because Activision are Blizzard's publishers. So Blizzard have really been working, Overwatch have been really working closely with Call of Duty to get the system sorted. I think the other company was called Beanox. For those of you who are on PC who have heard of Beanox, they've been really working closely with them, and it should be a really good, really solid system. I also remember they said about dedicated servers, so I think all platforms will be getting dedicated servers anyway, which that's all we ever really want, is dedicated servers. Now, the last thing that I would like to talk about is what everyone has also really been waiting for, because there is no set campaign, but Treyarch are also introducing a Battle Royale mode, which they are calling Blackout. Now, what I've wrote from Blackout, the map is going to be huge. I don't know why David Von der Haar randomly picked this out, but it's more than 1,500 times the size of Nuketown. Now, obviously Nuketown's friggin' tiny. It's the tiniest map, I think one of the tiniest maps ever made in Call of Duty. I think the smallest one is actually Shipment. So it's probably like 2,000 times the size of Shipment, who knows. But like you said, it's over 115, it's over 1,500 times the size of Nuketown. And you get all of your favourite characters, all weapons and maps in the game. They've basically made the map so giant that they've integrated all different maps into it. So say from Black Ops 1 you could get part of zombies maps, you could get part of the multiplayer maps. Same for Black Ops 2, you can get maybe a bit of drone, maybe a bit of Origins, maybe some standoff, or some, I'm really struggling to remember now because it's been that long since I played Black Ops 2, but you get my drift. The sorts of characters that you could be getting, Hudson. If you guys remember the CIA agent Hudson from Black Ops 1, Mason, maybe both Masons, senior and junior, Victor Reznov, Raul Menendez, Woods, and the Zombies cast. In Battle Royale, you can play as the Zombies cast. Like, just imagine being in the middle of a battle, you know, you're just walking around middle of Battle Royale, just casually playing as like Rick Toffin or something. This is really, really crazy. But I say they're bringing on new maps, or a giant map that's got loads of integrated maps from all the games that they're bringing together, all weapons, well I say not all, well, new weapons from all the games as well, so they're integrating all of that stuff in it. Like I say, they called it Blackout, so it's not like Call of Duty Black Ops 4 Battle Royale. Yeah, they just called it Blackout. I think they should have really called it Operation Blackout, which sounds cooler to me. I don't know why, I just thought I'd put Operation in front of it and see how it sounded. Now, that's all of my notes, other than the fact that this game is coming out on October 12th, which is 3 weeks earlier than Call of Duty normally comes out, because Call of Duty normally bring their games out in the first week of November. So they've decided that they're going to bring it out 3 weeks before they usually do, which again is something unheard of from Call of Duty, because like they say, they normally bring their games out every November. Now, I actually watched the live stream twice, and both times I was absolutely hype. I know it doesn't come off the fact that I'm hype at the moment, because at the time of recording this video it's like 2 AM, because I watched it the first time just before I went to the gym, and then just after I come back, and I was writing down my notes, and I'm, you know, trying to compile all the stuff and then make this video. And I'm also trying to do this, and I should be getting some sleep, because I'm supposed to be going to work the next day, but fuck it, I really need to get this video out for you guys, so you guys can obviously keep up to date with all of the stuff that's been going on. Now, multiplayer looks absolutely epic. I really can't wait to get my hands on it. Even at the end they turned around and said you can pre-order it now. I don't know whether I would get it on disc or I'd have to download, get the digital download. I might get the digital download instead, even though I'm going to have to spend full price on the game already. But then it also means I don't have to go down to the store, or the shop, as we British people call it. I won't have to go all the way down to my local game store to go and pick it up, then to bring it back, then to basically install everything onto my PlayStation for it to be ready. I can hopefully download it early, like say a day or two early, and then it'll be ready there for midnight. So then hopefully what I'm going to be able to do, because I won't be using up any of my annual leave, I will probably end up taking a day or two off work, let's say, to play this game and get some really good, hopefully some really good content for you guys. Zombies, I'm just absolutely blown away by. Like I say, they've got three maps coming out, 2 of which you've got brand new characters, brand new storyline, and 1 where they're bringing back the original crew, Dempsey, Nikolai, Takio and Rick Toffin, bringing them all back and carrying on the original Zombies storyline that they set up, which absolutely blows my mind. Like, Treyarch have really pushed the boat out, and they've really done, from what I've seen, a really, really good job, and they have made the most of the 3 years that they have had to make this game. Really good job. And like I say, I know it doesn't come across that I'm really, really hyped for this, because it is 2 in the morning and my throat is not exactly at its peak as you could probably tell, because my voice has gone really deep and really croaky because I've been talking for ages. Excuse me. But like I say, I'm absolutely hyped for this game. It's coming out 3 weeks before it's supposed to. You've got a battle royale mode, you've got zombies, you've got multiplayer. This game has everything except for a campaign, which I'm kind of bummed about, because I know, you know, battle royale has really become a thing. Most people purchase Call of Duty for the multiplayer. I know a lot of people play zombies, so for any Call of Duty pretty much from now on might not even have a campaign, purely for the fact is that the campaign doesn't make them money. So instead they've stuck a battle royale mode in, which is gonna be better for them in the long run, essentially. Well, financially that is, because they're gonna make an absolute crap load of money. And to think, if they can do what they've done now in the space between 2015 and 2018, imagine what they can do between 2018 and 2021, which is going to be the next Treyarch game. Especially with the amount of money they're probably going to get with a battle royale, with a multiplayer. You know, they're going to be different skins, weapon stuff. Like, it's just like it really did leave me speechless. That's why I've been trying to, you know, make this video to bring you guys up to speed. And I'm really sorry about my voice and my throat. This has probably been really boring. Well, I've probably made it sound really boring, purely for the fact is that it's really late at night or early hours in the morning. But I really needed to get this out to you quickly, instead of waiting and trying to be really hyper. I think I really should leave the video there. I've pretty much said everything that I need to say. All of my notes have gone through. Like I said, I am really hyped for this game, but I cannot put into words how hype. And you know, we've still got E3 and we've still got other reveals and stuff. They're going to be releasing even more info throughout the coming months, so there's a lot more stuff to look forward to from Treyarch, and honestly I cannot wait for October 12th. But anyways guys, I'm going to leave this video here. If you did like it, make sure you leave it a like. Let me know what you think of all the information that I have said in the comment section below, or if you do want to check out the information for yourself, like I said, Mr. Ruffle Waffles, if I can find the link to his video, I will try and put that in the description, as well as his channel. So Milo, giving you, you know, free shout out from a guy who has 28 subscribers on YouTube, but who the hell cares. But anyways, like I said, leave a like if you did enjoy. Make sure you leave a comment down below what you think of all the stuff that I've said in the comment section, because I really want to get a discussion going with you guys about what you guys think. Like, do you like the fact that this is now boots on the ground instead of all this high flying stuff that has been in previous games? And also, if you do want to see any more content, make sure you also hit the subscribe button down below. Like I say, I will try and get this game, and I will post it once I get this game. Hopefully I will be able to get it by October. If not, fingers crossed by Christmas. But then by the time I get that, who knows what might happen. Anyways guys, I'm going to leave this video here, so like, comment, subscribe, ding dong the bell, so that way you don't miss any of my uploads. I'll catch you guys next time. Ciao for now.